January is dark enough without open-world dystopias or survival horror games dragging us down. Those post-holiday blues are better treated with a dose of positivity and a dash of colour. Or grab our new Astro A50X gaming headset for a quick pick-me-up. Here are 7 uplifting games that ought to return the spring to your step, long before spring actually arrives. First launched during the pandemic, this multiplayer festival of mini-games is still a regular source of joy for thousands. The masterstroke was to combine the format of Battle Royale with the simple pleasures of an episode of Takeshi's Castle watched after school. There's no meta to worry about or power curve to fall behind, only the silliest costume you can find and the absurdity of your struggle with physics and bad fortune. There's cozy teenage nostalgia to be found in The Sims 4. If you haven't touched the series since the days when it was 50% raccoons rummaging in your bins, then don't worry. It remains the compulsive life simulator you once knew and loved. Only now, you can walk your sim through an audition for an acting role, taking part in their careers rather than sitting and waiting for them to come home. Or you can take them on holiday and go treasure hunting, or visit street food markets with their little sim friends. It can be cathartic to steer them through their relationships, especially after the dysfunctional dynamics of a family Christmas. It Takes Two is another game that turns interpersonal drama into something more healing and life-affirming.
How comes you get all the cool gadgets?
'Cause I'm cooler than you, Cody.
It begins with a married couple on the verge of divorce, until they're accidentally transformed into dolls. In order to get back their daughter and reverse the spell, they need to navigate their oversized home and garden. All the while they're accompanied by Dr. Hakim, the talking therapy book, who's always on hand with some unsolicited relationship advice.
There are no relationships without challenges. Challenges make you grow!
It Takes Two is a co-op game, and as you play, your collaboration strengthens the bond between the two protagonists. It's a miniaturized thrill ride that leads to a satisfying and earned conclusion, one that could leave a doll-like smile on your face.
My plan is working! You like each other more now! But there are more things to learn and new challenges to overcome! Let's keep on going! We got a relationship to fix!
If you're feeling inspired to strengthen relations with your own nearest and dearest, it's time to get Overcooked. In each level, you wake up in a restaurant kitchen you've never seen before. And even if it's situated in a hot air balloon or on a raft floating down a river, you're expected to fulfill the orders of your hungry customers. It's barely controlled chaos. But with enough coordination, you and your staff of fellow players can fill dozens of plates with pizzas, burgers, and sushi, and you'll come out of it wearing the warm glow of a proper team. Even if you did shout at each other loads along the way. For a less demanding session of slapstick co-op, turn to Rayman Legends, the wonderful platformer. It has a punch button, which lets you and your co-op partners trade blows like bratty siblings. The sheer physical comedy of Rayman will have you in stitches. And that's before you get to the musical levels, which take rhythm action to its most ludicrous conclusion. You'll never hear Black Betty or Eye of the Tiger the same way again, and you'll be better off for it. Music is the key to the magic of Ode 2. This 3D platformer comes from the Ubisoft team behind Grow Home. But they've pulled out all the usual bump about climbing and upgrading your equipment, until all that's left is happiness and joy. Quite literally, since that's the name of your bouncing marshmallow protagonist, Joy. Your task is to bumble around an environment filled with alien flora and fauna, brushing up against this strange world. And as you do, you'll add instruments to the soundtrack, until eventually you've woken up a whole funky orchestra. There's no better way to end a quest than that. Sometimes though, the only way to address winter gloom is to put an end to it. Winter, that is. On the islands of Mara, it's always summertime. Which is just as well, since you'll spend lots of time out in the ocean exploring the archipelago. Or out in the fields tending to your crops and animals. But there's not a lot of pressure here. Life in Mara is slow and relaxed, with just enough resistance to ensure that your progress in the Ghibli-esque realm feels meaningful. With the greens and blues of Mara beaming from your monitor, the darkness outside will be banished, at least for an hour or two. We hope seeing these soothing images flash across your screen has already started to cheer you up. If so, we'd really appreciate you dropping us a like. And if you're keen to hear more recommendations from the Logitech G team in future, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, we wish you a genuinely happy new year.
Yeah, well, look on the bright side. At least all the toys that I bought Rose are finally coming in handy.
Yeah. Like that one over there.
Yeah, it's just a silly toy.
Yeah, right.